So today I want to talk about the 3 awakenings that we go through if you want to become truly free, if you want to really know yourself and experience and be an embodied presence of the source, living as the truth of who you are, fully embodied here in this human experience. There's these 3 different awakenings that you go through. And I'm not sure that you have to go in the order that I'm talking about them here, but this is how it went for me, and it makes a lot of sense, and you'll find reflections of this in a lot of teachings around the planet. And so I'm just going to talk and share with them how it makes sense to me, but perhaps you've had awakenings in a different order than this, and that's all good. But I do believe that you need to have these 3 different awakenings in order to really experience the fullness of who you are, to fully be a divine human here on the planet. And along with that comes immense freedom and peace and bliss and love and this potential to know yourself in the fullness, in the truth of who you are, knowing how to work with whatever patterns or things or energies or stories or traumas that are happening in your life, to bring healing for yourself, ancestral healing. Really, everything comes from this, from living as the truth of who you are, which is beyond your ego, beyond your stories, beyond your mind, your feelings, your body, all these things, and yet to be fully here. And this is the path of the 3 awakenings that I'm going to talk about. So the first one is the awakening of the mind. And for me, this happened in an instantaneous moment, this breaking free from the 3D, from the humanness, and knowing, even though at the time I didn't know why, and it was through meditation, through intense focus and deep surrender into that focused mind, that I expanded beyond just the human. I knew myself as something greater, as energy, as this field of awareness. And along with that came the teachings, right, of the mind, mindfulness, belief systems, seeing into that you're free to create and live and think as you choose to be. This is the awakening of the mind, becoming empowered over your own thought and realizing that what you think creates your experience. And in this realm of the mind, we begin to know God, know spirit, know synchronicity and magic and flow in our life. And there's all these practices that we have to find, clarity of mind, to still our mind, come into coherence. There's all these practices, and they're all beautiful, but it can become a trap because you think, oh, I'm awake. I know I'm awake. I know who I am. And that's all that you need. But it's not true. There's something more. And so if you find yourself in this awakening, this stage, it's beautiful. It's an amazing thing to be empowered in yourself and your minds, your belief systems, the mental frameworks, to do all that manifesting work and belief clearing and all of that kind of work. But there's a deeper awakening. And so if you find yourself in this pattern and you're looking for something more, then I suggest focusing on devotion and gratitude, because that's the second awakening, is the awakening of the heart. And this is when our awareness, our focal point, our energy begins to move from the mind and into the heart. And this is truly a beautiful awakening. And there can be like instantaneous awakenings, and there can be very slow, progressive things of feeling into your heart and feeling so much compassion and love and overwhelming love and grief and just feeling so many things. And for me, it was like years of coming to tears so easily of joy and gratitude and just the beauty of life and just feeling so many things. It's an amazing thing, the awakening of the heart. And there was like stages of this for me. There was a time where I just was awake and just feeling my heart and just knowing that living in the heart, tuning into the heart, living from the heart is the way. And then there was a time where that all went away, you know, and I was like lost from it. I couldn't find it. And that's when I really had this deep, like orgasmic awakening of the heart in this practice where I just welcomed everything into my heart. Everything that was missing, everything I desired, everything that I had longed for, everything that just, everything I could think of in my experience, I just brought it all into my heart. And with love and with gratitude, just welcomed it all in and experienced this explosion of energy, of love out of my heart. This radiant heart is now how I experience it, or this higher heart, because we've actually awakened the energy, have our mind awakened, knowing that we're empowered, you know, our beliefs and all that, and then we begin to awaken the heart of feeling, and feeling that connection to God, really feeling God within us, the source, the one, the universe. It's the force, it's the energy. There's a presence that we can tune into and connect with and feel. But we've got to do the work of devotion, of tuning into that, and of however, you know, we may each have our own path of how we come into that awakening of the heart. But it's beautiful. And devotion is the practice, is the key, you know, and really surrendering into love. But that too is not the full story. It's not everything that you are. And so the third awakening is of the body. And this is when our divine essence, our spirit, God, source, comes down fully into our experience, our mind, our feelings, and into our body. And this is the realm of all of our darkness, the hell realms, and all of our suffering and the grief. And we have to be willing to feel it. We have to be willing to confront it all, welcome it all. We have to be willing to sit deep in the darkness of our own grief and despair of everything in our human experience, both personally and collectively. This is how it was for me. I found myself just stuck in this personal hell realm, which then became this collective hell realm. And it wasn't until I finally surrendered to it all. And I just welcomed it all in, just like, okay, I'm just here and I'm willing to feel and be with everything, whatever it is. Because I was struggling a lot. I was trying so hard to fix all those things or get rid of them and heal all of this parts of myself, and it just wasn't working. It wouldn't go away. And maybe you find yourself there, and I would say that's actually an amazing thing, even though it's so terrible. It's so terrible. That's the realm of our human suffering. But we have to be willing to feel it and to really sit in it and not try and do anything. Just welcome it all. This is like pure surrender, pure just presencing our divine essence, and it just settles down. And when this happened to me, it was like this light, this seed of the one of God just came and settled down in that darkness, and then there was just nothing but the oneness, the light, the love, the unity. And for me, this like sequence of events was over around 10 years or so in my life, from an initial awakening to this very deeply embodied state of being the source, being the one, all right here, mind, heart, and body. And it was in that timing in my life when I began to really grok that, sitting fully in the fullness of what I am and what we are, of our human and divine experience, and that deep surrender, I began to see how easily that we could be in that oneness state, in the source, fully embodied as the truth of who we are. Or we could be in our, our victimization, our patterns, our habituation, and what happens in our field, in our experience when that happens, when we shift into a limited perception of ourself. Our awareness disconnects from the fullness of who we are, and our experience of reality becomes very confined, very limited. It's a belief-based reality, or just fixed in these particular ideas and being so separate from all of reality, and the discernment of how to come back into alignment and what alignment to truth really feels like. And this is where I began to see and experience that truth itself is a vibration. It's the doorway. Alignment into our true self is the key. And it comes through learning to, having these awakenings in these different dimensions of ourself, and then learning to create alignment within them. Is what tunes us in to the highest frequencies of our divine essence. And this is the path, this is the practice, the work, is to recognize everything that's out of alignment and to come back into alignment. So that's the journey of the 3 awakenings. Hope you find this helpful and how you can move from one to the next, wherever you are. If you want to reach out or, comment below, where are you at? And do you see now the opportunity that you have to go deeper into yourself? And if you have any questions, or like and subscribe my channel, let me know you're out there and listening and enjoying what I'm sharing. And I'm wishing you so many blessings, much love from the heart of the Rockies here in Colorado.